Mr. Lawson, I'm sorry you lost your eldest son. You've got three much younger kids. Do they live with you?
No, sir, over their mother.
Do they all have the same mom?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And tell me what you do for people.
Construction.
Construction?
Yes, sir, construction.
Okay. And is that a temp agency where they may send you out to a project here, then a project there?
Yes, sir. I've been with them for over 10 years.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's pretty reliable for you?
Yes, sir. Very reliable. It pays the bills.
It pays the bills. You've got a fiance. Does she work?
Not currently.
Not currently.
Sir.
Okay. Tell me about this situation. What do you remember about it?
I had just got my income tax, and through the whole day, I had just bought the car, and through the whole day, someone had been following me from the bank the whole day. So when I left and peeped my part, they were still following me. So they took a shot at me, and I was just trying to defend myself, just get them off me. I took a shot back, and I was trying to get a getaway. And I told the cops to run they ran the cameras back and everything. They knew what I was saying was true. That's why they never tried to charge me with the shooting, because they seen everything they had. What I told them was true. People had been following me the whole day.
Okay.
Got my income tax the same day. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to follow. So I guess they were trying to rob me. I don't know what the situation was, but I was just trying to get them off me.
Okay. You weren't supposed to have a gun.
No, sir. But to my understanding, sir, I know I wasn't supposed to have a gun, but they said if you haven't been in trouble over 10 years, they were saying that I could have went and did something about the firearm. I could have went and did something and obtained the firearm the right way, but I didn't go by the right way though.
Yeah, so I don't know about that advice. Unless you get your criminal history expunged and your rights restored, it could be 100 years and you can't get a gun. So when you go home, you may want to get guns out of your house if you got guns in your house. And you don't need to tell me. I'm just letting you know, it's not 10 years or 11 or 20 or 40 unless you get your rights restored. And you'd know that because you'd be carrying around a certificate that said, nope, look, it's okay, officer. I can have this firearm I just used to shoot at this guy who's been following me all day. You do, it sounds like good hard work, construction. What days of the week do you work?
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday. Sounds very regular. What are the hours?
6. No, we go in at 6 before done. Be off like 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Okay. Got it. Any questions about anything we've discussed or anything you heard from Ms. Davis?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, Mr. Lawson, I find there's a factual basis for your plea. This was a while ago. Sounds like a creepy situation for you if someone really was following you. Maybe next time you get the cops to intervene rather than you play sheriff. I also find that your plea is knowing and voluntary, meaning you've understood what we talked about. No one's forcing you to enter this plea. I'm sentencing you pursuant to the Probation Options Management Act because you'll be on probation for a little bit. While you're on probation, I hope you have no violation, but if you have a small violation, you and probation sort that out. Yes, but if it's a bigger issue, you get arrested for something, that comes back to me. Ms. Rios, can someone in my office sign in, I think it's an accusation in this case. Can we sign for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Davis?
Yes, Judge.
And Mr. Lawson, can we sign it for you?
Yes, sir.
We'll do that. Do you have it's going to seem like a strange question given what we just talked about, but I need to ask it. Do you have a weapons carry license?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. You shouldn't. But if you did, I have to forfeit it. So Mr. Lawson, you've been around the block a few times. I'm looking at your repeat offender notice. But it was a while ago. You had a cocaine thing 8 years ago, but a lot of your stuff, your lawyer might not even have been a student in any school at the time you picked up some of your VGCSA cases. So you seem to have gotten a little better with some stuff, but this was a bad situation to be in. I am going to sentence you on count 1 to 5 years to serve 1 month. Counts 2 and 3 will both be 1 month to serve. These will all run concurrently with each other. You'll get credit for the time you have served. But before you celebrate, special condition number 1 of your probation is that you are going to complete 15 weekends in jail. So you're going to turn yourself in by 5 p.m., the county jail, every Friday. It's not going to interfere with work. And you'll get out Sunday, 5 p.m.
Okay.
And that's going to start, since we're only on Tuesday, any reason we can't start this weekend, or you want to start the weekend after?
We can start this weekend.
This weekend? So that starts, so the 11th, this Friday, you go to Rice Street. They're going to know you're coming. You probably won't get way up in there. You may stay in intake for the whole weekend. But more importantly, they let you out Sunday at 5.
Okay.
Okay? And there's going to be 15 consecutive weekends of that. Each one is a reminder: no gun, don't drive without a license.
Yes, sir.
No gun, don't drive without a license. If for some reason there is a family emergency, your fiance is sneezing too much, or one of your kids is sick and you cannot make it, you got to call probation and say, hey, it's Friday, I'm going to the ER with my girlfriend. And you want to get documentation that that's where you were in the ER. Because you miss one of these weekends, probation lets me know. And that's the kind of thing that comes back to me. And I will convert those weekends into months or something like that. And you don't need that kind of time out. You're working hard. It sounds like you're taking care of business. Special condition number 2 is that you will submit to a drug and alcohol abuse evaluation. That just means you're going to meet with someone who's going to say, tell me about what's going on in your life. And if that person recommends any treatment, then you'll get that treatment, whether it's going to AA classes or NA or whatever. And that person may say, hey, everything's good with Mr. Lawson, but they're going to check and see if you would benefit from any treatment. You'll need to complete 40 hours of community service, and you'll need to do, well, your weekends are going to be full for a little while, so I'm not going to set a start date for that, but make sure you take care of the community service. If you are not working at least 20 hours a week, then you need to enroll in a GED course to get your GED. If you're working full-time, keep doing that and don't worry about the GED. I think that's all I got. Ms. Davis, anything else in Mr. Lawson's case?
Yes, Judge, just for the record, I did file a recidivist notice. We would be waiving that.
Oh.
Requirement.
Look at that. You did. Okay. It's good to see those in the docket. So the state's withdrawing the recidivist notice. Ms. Rios, anything else on behalf of Mr. Lawson?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Lawson, do you live in Fulton County? All right. Ms. Simpson, who's seated in the jury box, is with probation. She's going to give you some reporting instructions. So stay right there. Listen to what she has to say, and then you will be all set. Any questions about anything?
No, sir. No, thank you.
Okay.
What is the zip code?
30318.
Time to break this one down. This was the final sentencing for Mr. Ronald Lawson, and it really tied together everything we saw in earlier hearings: respect, realism, and a touch of that courtroom practicality we love to see. Lawson, 49 years old and father of 3, pled guilty to possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, reckless conduct, and driving without a valid license. And the court? It delivered a sentence that was thoughtful, firm, and yes, memorable. Let's start with the sentence. Lawson was given 5 years to serve 1 month on count 1 and 1 month each on counts 2 and 3, with all time to run concurrently. He received credit for time served, but before he could celebrate too much, the judge laid out a special condition: 15 weekends in jail. Every Friday by 5 p.m., he's to check in. Every Sunday at 5 p.m., he checks out. And if he misses one, no excuses unless it's a documented emergency think hospital, not sniffles. Otherwise, the judge made it clear those missed weekends could turn into months in jail. It was a firm, almost parental tone. No gun, no driving without a license, repeated like a mantra. Lawson's backstory came into play here too. He works construction through a temp agency hard, honest work, and has stuck with it for over 10 years. He's raising 3 young kids, lost his eldest son, and lives with his fiancée, who is currently unemployed. He admitted to the court that he'd bought a car after getting his tax return, only to be followed all day by people he believed were trying to rob him. That's when, according to Lawson, shots were fired and he fired back in self-defense. While the court acknowledged that his story was believable and apparently backed up by surveillance, it was also firm. As a convicted felon, he's not legally allowed to have a gun, no matter the circumstances. The judge walked him through the law, rights restored, no gray area. If you haven't gotten your rights back, it doesn't matter how long it's been. It's still illegal, and that clear, steady message along with the conditions of probation was part of a broader approach, structure with opportunity. Lawson was also ordered to undergo a drug and alcohol evaluation, complete 40 hours of community service, and either work at least 20 hours a week or enroll in a GED program. If he's working full-time, the GED requirement is waived. Even the state showed flexibility. Though they'd initially filed a recidivist notice, which could have enhanced the sentence, they chose to withdraw it. That's no small deal. A willingness to give Lawson a chance to prove himself under regular supervision rather than stacking extra time just because they could. All in all, this was a courtroom working like it should. A judge delivering consequences with clarity, a prosecutor applying discretion, a defense attorney advocating for structure, not sympathy, and a defendant who, despite a long history, seems to be fighting for better footing. That's the kind of justice we can work with. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read everyone.